Intro.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for...
Is this the meanest city in the world? Well, today that's what we're going to find out. If you're new to my channel, then you probably don't know that I've lived in Vancouver my entire life. That has given me some insight about the city and about the people here. Vancouver's a large Canadian city on the west coast of Canada, located in the province of British Columbia. Now, I've always thought of the city as being a pretty great place. I mean, everyone my age talks about how they never want to leave the city. I have some friends that have traveled the world and have told me that Vancouver's the best place and that you should never leave or go anywhere else. And I hear that a lot. There's like a very cult-like following of people that live in Vancouver and that think it's the best place on the planet. And I mean, they're not entirely wrong. It is a great place. But now that I'm older, I'm starting to notice something different about the city. It's kind of mean. Now, it's generally known that people are more isolated and closed off in big cities, especially compared to small towns where everyone knows basically everyone, and therefore you feel more connected to your community. Big cities lose that sense of belonging, it loses that interconnectedness, and I mean, that makes sense because you have quite literally 10 times the amount of people living around you, and it's impossible to, make thousands, if not millions of friends. I would argue that they aren't real friends. And, because you are just one tiny little person, in the middle of a very big city with many other people, it's impossible for you to know everyone, and there's like a sense of isolation because in a small town you might walk around somewhere and you might see a handful of people that you recognize, but in a city you'll walk around for days, for weeks, maybe even months without seeing a single person that you actually know. I don't know, you might recognize the guy that works at Tim Hortons, or I don't know, a coworker who goes in the same building as you. There's definitely a certain level of isolation that you cannot ignore. I feel like Vancouver is just different. It has a layer of coldness that other cities just don't have. And it's not just me saying this. So to further test this theory, I decided to go out and see what people really think of the city.
I don't know about all Canada, but compared to Toronto, yes.
I don't like it, yeah.
I don't like to talk to other people. I don't know why.
It takes time to meet friends and find your niche and find your groove and find your social circle. In my experience, it can be very hard to find work here if you come here and haven't already set up work for yourself. So it can take a while, but I think once you hit your groove, then it's a friendly place.
The people here in Vancouver is amazing. It's because people like you, or when I work in my restaurant, the customers, the Canadian people, teach me English. Yeah, so I think it's good. Yeah, I don't know, I have a good luck, but when I saw people from Vancouver, and these people try to talk with me, and also try to say in the Spanish thing, I say, oh, that's cute, thank you, appreciate it.
Well, the people is not mean at all. Like for me, they are really welcome. But people don't like talk to each other like in the street. I don't feel like I have a lot of friends. It's 1 year now, and it's hard for me like to find people to talk with, to go out and things like that.
Disagree with that statement.
Okay.
I find people in Toronto way less approachable.
Really?
But that said, I don't live downtown Vancouver.
Okay.
Okay, I live in the burbs, so
Okay.
totally different vibe.
That is very valid.
So far, people seem to think that the city is a pretty nice place, that the people here are friendly and that everything is pretty good. No one thought that the city was mean. Yes, people generally agreed that the city is a nice place, but there's an underlying consensus that it's hard to make friends here and that people just don't like to talk. I can defend this. While filming this video, many people declined to participate, which is totally fine and normal, doesn't mean anything, right? But what was noticeable is that most, if not all of the people that declined were people from Vancouver, and the people that agreed to participate in the video, most of them were from places outside of Vancouver. People either completely ignored us or made an excuse to not participate. Now, you could say that people are just camera shy, don't want to participate, or people are busy and have somewhere to be. But this behavior isn't something new. It's something that I felt throughout my life, and many of my friends have too. But if Vancouver's not mean, then what is it? Let me give an example. When I ride the bus or SkyTrain, no one makes eye contact. No one interacts with each other. No one says hi or excuse me when they're trying to get by someone. Instead, people just push themselves through the crowd, don't make room for others to get on the bus, and generally just don't give a shit about you. I think this kind of self-oriented culture is what makes the city so cold and lonely. It's not inherently a mean place, it's just impersonal. The person on the bus isn't going out of their way to make your day worse, they're just more concerned with themselves. Now, this could be explained by many factors. For example, the fact that the city is growing and that there are just too many people to build a strong sense of community, but there are other way bigger cities that have somehow been able to maintain this strong sense of identity, one that Vancouver has seemed to have lost. I believe the city's numbness when it comes to social interactions and in the public setting is the product of deeper social issues that have bled into the culture and identity of the city. For example, the rise in violent crime and random attacks has put many people on edge, and the affordability crisis has added another layer of pressure, creating a stronger sense of competition, like everyone's pinned against each other, competing for a chance to live here. Now, I want to make it clear that this is strictly my own personal opinion, based on my own experience of living here. And in no way am I claiming this to be the only truth about the city. Everyone's experience is different, and I realize that. I just don't think the city is what it used to be. And I think this noticeable cultural shift is a symptom of a much greater issue that has only recently begun to affect us. So in conclusion, the city is not the meanest place in the world. If anything, it's far from it. It's just an impersonal place. This could be hard for you if you want to make a lot of friends and get a strong sense of community as you would in a small town, or this could be a great place for you if you want to stay anonymous and hide in your apartment. There's nothing against that. Well, either way, the city is changing, and I would say in a negative way, but I guess that depends on what you like and what you seek out of a city. But for me, it feels like the identity and the soul of Vancouver is bleeding away. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you next time.
At least you're actually one of the few people to actually answer so far today. It's hard to film these type of content, but yeah.
If you go talk to someone in Vancouver or I don't know around it,
Yeah.
and they actually start talking back to you, I would always be like, the guy is not from Vancouver.
Yeah.
Almost always it's been correct.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about the people. I'm saying that maybe they don't like it.
Thanks a lot, guys.
No problem.
Have a good one.
Take care.